Okay, we are Sassy Sisters Say So.
Say that fast 3 times.
And we're going to talk about funny life experiences. They weren't funny at the time.
Don't ask old people to remember anything. No, that worked. Longer than 5 seconds. I'm Kathy. I'm the oldest. I make the rules. I'm Rhonda. I'm the middle. I'm the reason for the rules.
And I'm Kelly, and I'm the baby sister, and the rules do not apply to me.
What I was thinking about was our first home. We bought a home. We bought a shell of a home. It's on 9 acres
Yeah.
in Catlett,
Right.
but it was a shell. I mean, it didn't have a kitchen, didn't have a bathroom.
I saw it in the middle of.
We never really finished it, and we lived there, 6 years almost. But some of the things that were not funny then that we survived
Yeah.
was, number one, okay, so we had to put in a kitchen, we put in a bathroom. The people that built this house lived in the city, Arlington or something.
Oh, so this was like
This was a vacation home.
a weekend home or something.
Their water was a hand pump in the kitchen.
Right. Is that funny or what?
Yeah, they were roughing it.
Yeah.
I had to live in it
I
full time.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah. And
So what did they do? They listed it and then, or
Well,
was
they
it an
died.
auction?
They died.
Okay.
And so they sold it on private auction.
Okay.
And it was silent bid.
Oh, when you won.
Yeah. And so we got it. So when we got it before we got married. So the first thing he did was we made a laundry room and a kitchen and a bathroom upstairs. There was a little room, like it was meant to be the bathroom.
Eventually one day, maybe it was like that one old house we were in, there was a small room, but we're kind of thinking that it was either a large closet or a storage area.
So we had water. So we move in, we did not have, they had an outhouse.
Right.
So we had to put in
A bathroom.
septic field and all that.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
So we had to put that in.
Yeah.
And so we move in, all's good. Then we find out that the well had about 2 gallons of water at a time in it.
What?
Yeah.
So you had to dig another well?
No, the city water came right to the edge of our property. They said if we brought the pipe to them, we could connect.
Okay.
So we had to do that. So in the meantime, we had to go. My husband was on the local rescue squad.
Okay.
We had to go to the rescue squad building to shower.
Well,
So
I mean, at least you had an option. You weren't stranded.
we did that every night, and then we started getting an audience.
What?
People would show up because they knew we were going to be there.
What do you mean?
Well, people would show up. If we went at
To
7
hang
o'clock.
out, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
while we're showering. Except for bingo night. We didn't go there on bingo
Oh, that's
night.
right. They did have bingo.
But I had a full-time job, so,
Yeah.
I had to shower.
Yeah.
And then I took my laundry to Mom's,
Right.
which was, 10 or so miles away?
Yeah, but it's
10 or 15 miles away.
You know what? When we had a broken down washer, I found out it was hard to go to the laundromat, but golly dang, you got everything done at once.
Right. Well, there was no laundromat. Callie didn't have a laundromat.
Remington did.
Well, that was even farther away. So, I would take all my laundry once a week to Mom's and do laundry
Right.
till we got
Tired of it.
water.
Oh.
So, that didn't last too long, only a couple of weeks.
But it was expensive to hook up, isn't it, to the water?
It was. But we had to do it.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
But then, what else happened? We had some crazy things happen. We had no central heat. But on one side of the house, there was a fireplace.
Okay.
And we got a wood stove. I don't think there was a wood stove in it. We got a hold of a wood stove.
Uh-huh.
And on the other side was a oil heater.
Right.
Oil heater. So, you know, when you're newly married and you're broke, you don't like to have to buy oil. So we ran the wood stove.
Yeah.
Except it would go out every night. He would stoke it before we went to
Was
bed.
the house insulated? Because a lot of the old houses weren't insulated.
No, I mean, we eventually added all that, but so it would go out and you'd wake up and you could see your breath.
Oh, no.
So what I would do at 5 a.m. in the morning in the bathroom.
Before she went to work.
The bathroom had a little wall electric heater.
Okay.
So
So there was electricity in the house.
Well, we had electricity.
Okay.
We weren't roughing it. We had some rough moments.
Halfway roughing it.
So I would run to the bathroom, turn on the little heater,
Yeah.
run back to bed,
Yeah.
and give it like 10 minutes. And then I'd grab my clothes, run to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and get dressed.
Yeah.
And then go to work where there was heat.
Yes. She actually enjoyed going to work this time.
So, the other thing that happened, we had Cora and Dave over.
Okay.
We were in business with them. I worked another job, but Leroy was in business with them. And I did the books. And so we had them over for dinner.
Okay.
And I warned them.
Oh, no. That it was cold in there?
No. That as soon as it turned dark, we'd probably have hornets in the house.
What?
Yes. Because we had patio doors that we installed, but he didn't put the strip in.
He didn't seal it.
He didn't put the strip in.
Yeah.
And there was a hornet's nest outside.
Yeah. Hornets are bad.
And I asked him to get rid of them, and he wouldn't do it. So my solution was, as soon as it turned dark, I went to bed. I went upstairs.
So now what happens with hornets? They come in your house when it gets dark?
Yes, they come to the light. So we had them over for dinner. I warned them. And sure enough, it got dark and the hornets started coming in. I think Cora must have told her mom.
Oh, her mom got after him?
Oh man, that hornet's nest was history and that board went up.
Good for them.
Because she's like, oh, you're living like this?
Yeah.
I said, well, he doesn't think it's important.
No.
And I told them, if I see a hornet coming in, I'm running.
Yeah. Hornets are bad. And I think their reputation is when one stings you, the others one do too.
So they left abruptly. I mean, we got to eat
That's
dinner,
sad.
but then they left abruptly.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, he's killing the hornet's nest and putting up the strip of wood. Like, oh my stars.
Got to do what it takes. I mean, you know.
And then,
Do you enjoy our videos? Well, we love making them for you. But we do
like to have a little extra money to be able to bring them to you. So if you would like to contribute to Buy Me a Coffee,
Buy me a coffee.
we can add to our little fund
Yes.
to bring you more great content. So buymecoffee.com, Sassy Silver Sisters. Cheers.
Thank you. One morning, of course, we had our walls open. So, we were working on the house a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So we had open areas.
In the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in the dining room where I had my office set up. He bought me a desk. I had that desk forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it in the Brandy Station house.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so it was money well spent. He bought me a really nice desk.
Aw.
And that thing traveled with us for
Ever.
30 years.
Yeah.
And till we didn't have room for it anymore.
Right.
So, but I walk out the bedroom door
Uh-oh.
and there's wasp or yellow jackets or something all in the little window in the hallway.
Okay.
I come back in and shut the door. And he's going, "What's the matter?" I said, "You got to go kill them."
Yes, please.
And I said, "I'm not leaving the room."
Right.
And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Go out in the hallway."
Yeah.
And we had this little landing. So right at the stairs, this was
is upstairs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This was where we had a 2-bedroom and a bathroom. And there was just
Like
a
an
landing.
area, yeah.
And you could go bathroom, bedroom, bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's just a little place. And so he says, he went out. And he's like, "Oh." I said, "Yeah. Oh." So he got rid of those.
He wasn't scared of him though, right?
No.
No. Okay.
And but starting out, we were advised not to buy for
That house?
anything in the first year. As you can tell, we don't listen. So we bought a house.
Maybe they wanted you to save money towards a house.
Well, the advice was good advice.
Yeah.
We just didn't take it, which was probably we should have. But the advice was, because you're coming together as strangers, basically.
Yes.
I mean,
You're right.
and you're starting to live together, so you're starting to find out about
Yeah.
things together.
Whether or not you're
Right. So
a match or not.
you want that first year
To be you.
just to get to know each other.
That's a good idea.
And be able to continue dating
Yeah.
and just live without any responsibilities.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
And that any young couple out there, take
That
that
is
advice.
good advice.
It was
because
very good advice. And
if you can live with a family or rent a small apartment. A lot of newlyweds just rent a small place
Right.
until they can get their bearings,
right.
basically. And their goal will be to buy their first home.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we had a lot of adventures in that little house. We stayed there until Chris was born, and you really can't have a baby when there's no heat in the house.
No.
And he was born in October,
Yeah.
and I'm like, my baby's not getting pneumonia.
No.
So we sold the house while after we found out I was pregnant. So, so we had done a lot to the house, but we had not finished the house.
Right.
We actually did a lot to the house. And of course he finished the barn. Finally we did the barn. Probably should have lived in the barn.
I was just thinking the same thing. Maybe you would have been more comfortable in the barn.
Gotta have a barn done.
I know.
There was a barn on the property.
Yeah. So that
And
reminds
it was funny because we found out later, after we had moved in and everything, the house was, of course, since the people died, the grounds around the house hadn't been taken care of, and the bushes were overgrown, and it sat in a weird place on the property, all the way in the one corner, and which was kind of right on the road.
How many acres was it?
9.
Okay.
And the house was in the one
Yeah.
front corner. And so the neighbors really, they found out a young couple bought it, and they were not real happy about that.
Why?
Because they don't like what young people do. So, but when Leroy asked me, of course, the house needed painting. This was, we were told, a Sears and Roebuck house that came in on the train.
Aww.
They sold packaged homes.
Yes.
And
they're back, not Sears, but they're back to doing that.
Yeah.
again.
And this was a new thing. And one of the older people that lived in Catlett said he remembered as a boy the house coming in on the train.
Exciting.
It was exciting. so we were in a Sears and Roebuck's home. That was our first
That's
home.
cool.
And the bushes out front were just overgrown
Yeah.
and kind of yucky, prickly type
Because it
bushes.
was basically neglected.
So I told Leroy, I said, the first thing you have to do is pull out all those bushes.
Yeah.
I said, you can't even get to the front door.
Right.
Not that we ever used it.
No, but
we didn't.
still.
We used the side door. And most people did, because we didn't even have a sidewalk.
The way it was set.
The way it
yeah.
was set, it faced the road, but there was no way really to get to the front door. You had to
Yeah.
park over here, except you tramped through yard to get to the front
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
So nobody used the front door.
Yeah.
But I wanted the front
A
of the
lot of
house to
houses,
look
we
nice.
lived in that house in Oaksville that was like that.
Yeah.
It was like on property, but everybody used the side door, the front, I don't know what the front door was for.
Yeah.
Because all you had was the steps and the front door. There was no sidewalk, no pebbles, no nothing. But there was a sidewalk to the side door.
Right. So, him and his brothers tore out, they had to use a tractor
Yeah.
to tear out these bushes.
Because they're so old.
Yeah. So the neighbors are like, uh-oh, what they doing?
They're tearing our nice, quiet neighborhood up.
And then it needed painting, and Leroy used to paint, so he would paint. And he said, well, what color do you want it? And it was a cute little house. It really
Yeah.
was. And I said, I want it the same color. It was burgundy and cream.
Yeah.
It was so cute. And he's like, you sure? And I'm like, I'm positive.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
I
Yeah.
wanted the original color. I don't know if that was the original color, but when we bought it, because I thought it was cute. And so he painted the
Yeah.
whole house, and, it looked nice and fresh again. And then he built a raven's, is it a raven? No. The bird that eats the mosquitoes. Not raven, it's something else. I forget the name.
I can't remember either. Go ahead.
He built a birdhouse to replicate our house
Oh.
and painted it burgundy and cream.
Aw.
And everybody goes, oh, it's so nice. And the birds didn't like it. That's why all those houses are white. Because birds don't like color, I guess. But it was a little replica.
Probably because it was new.
I don't know.
The new smells and stuff.
So the right birds didn't land there, but it was funny. And then he fixed up the barn, and we made the shed right out the door our canning shed.
Oh,
He
okay.
fixed that up, and Mom had bought us a freezer,
Right.
and we put that in there so it would stay above freezing.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between the light bulb and the freezer running.
She knows because she's always had an extra freezer or
You know.
refrigerator.
Well, we were gifted by the Bylers with meat.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't have a freezer, so Mom bought us a freezer. And so that went in there, and Leroy said that'd keep the canned goods from freezing,
Yes.
and we'll leave the
Right.
the light on,
Right.
and it'd keep it from
Yes, it
freezing.
will.
And I think he probably insulated it as well. So we did that, and then later we found out, we were talking to the neighbors a couple of years later, and they're like, we weren't real happy when you bought the home.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And they said, but we are real happy with what you've done with it.
Nice.
They said, you guys, we were afraid you'd make it weird or something.
Yeah, I know, not fit in the neighborhood.
Right. And I said, oh, we love the home.
Yeah.
I mean, it was actually very nice. We had, on the back of the house ran our kitchen and laundry room. So we came in the side, the laundry room's here, you go into the kitchen. And then this part of the house was a dining room and living room. And then you go to the front porch. And then upstairs, which what we did off the kitchen was we made underneath the stairs a pantry.
Yes, good idea.
So, you know how people
don't
you see
realize.
reels today about
Yeah.
them doing stuff under the stairs?
Yeah, they don't
Well,
realize.
we did that 45 years ago.
Yeah, they don't realize the wasted space.
Right. And so, we had a little door, and we put shelving where the stairs were, and that was my pantry. And then you would go up the stairs, and like I said, it was just the 2 bedrooms and a front little sunroom type
Right.
thing. We never really used it, and then the little tiny room that was slated for a future bathroom.
Okay.
So they had plans for that.
Yeah.
And so it was like a story and a half type thing.
Yeah.
But when you're, a young couple and you're at work all the time,
Yes.
you don't need much
When
space.
you work full time, it's kind of hard to do stuff when you're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was a lot of work, but
You learn from your experiences too.
yeah. I brought up.
You learn that you need heat.
Yeah. I brought up the fact that he was not going to want to build all day and then work on a house.
Well,
And he goes, yes, I will.
yeah, right.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
No, and when you're tired,
Yeah.
so on the weekends, you're talking a day, Sunday you go to church, so.
Yeah, we weren't there much.
Yeah.
And then we got a stray cat, which we needed. Because in the dining room, the ceiling was open, and we had a mouse in the house.
Oh, no.
You could see running across.
Oh,
And I told him,
I can't handle that.
we had a mouse. So a stray cat came along, and that cat was a great mouser. And the mice disappeared.
Good.
He would disappear, she, who
I
don't
love
remember,
a
would disappear into the crawl space
Yeah,
and chase the mice out and then
Yeah.
play with them
yeah.
until they died.
I love a good mouse or cat. And you can
Yeah.
tell the ones that are good mousers because they're nosy. They're into everything. They're
Yeah.
underneath everything. Yeah.
I was sick one time, and I was looking out the window, and our side. I was looking out to the side, and we had a sidewalk there, and I saw the cat coming and going.
Busy.
And next thing I know,
At
I
least
see a mouse run out.
At least the cat wasn't bored.
Oh, the cat was not bored.
Yeah.
It's not like we were infested, but that cat made short order of it and got rid of any mice.
That's nice.
Yeah. We didn't have to do anything. The
Yeah.
cat took care of it.
Yeah, it's like they say, if you've got a lot of ticks in your yard, to get a chicken.
Oh yeah, they peck.
They get the insects.
Do they eat ants?
I don't know.
That's what the problem is now.
It was snakes.
Well,
That's another whole hour. She's got more stories, y'all. So,
Yes, I've
anyway.
had snakes in the house.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. So thanks, everybody. We enjoy telling you our stories.